What's good, YouTube? And today I'm going to be giving y'all my predictions for North Dakota State's 2026 season. Coming into last season, North Dakota State's expectations were kind of high due to the fact that they just came off winning an FCS championship and they had so much talent for returning from that championship team. The schedule in FCS terms was still difficult due to the fact that they were playing in the best conference, which was the Missouri Valley. That meant they had to go and play the other three Dakota schools. They started off the year in perfect fashion, going 12-0 and getting the 1 seed for the FCS playoffs, so many thought they would run it back and win another championship. Maybe that was why they overlooked Illinois State, as when the Redbirds marched into the Fargo Dome for the FCS playoffs second round, they did something that few thought was impossible, that few thought was possible, and actually beat NDSU by a single crushing point. That loss, of course, ended North Dakota State's season, and to compensate for that losing effort, they, of course, lost some valuable players, but they made up for their losses by gaining 7 transfers and added a lot of key pieces to the defense. The thing about North Dakota State's roster and their lack of transfer portal gain compared to Stanford's is the fact that, one, North Dakota State plays in a much weaker conference, and two, their roster actually has talent. North Dakota State actually does a good job at developing their players, which is why they moved to the Mountain West on February 9th. I immediately thought that they could contend for a playoff spot. Taking a look at their schedule, the non-conference is easy, and their home schedule is easy enough where they could go 6-0. But their road schedule and conference play is where things get hard, as they have to go play at the top 3 teams in the conference, which are UNLV, New Mexico, and Hawaii. Starting off with week 0 against Conference USA contender Jacksonville State, I think the Gamecocks will keep it close, but I think the Bison pull out a win. NDSU then plays Fordham at the Fargo Dome, and they'll obliterate them. They then play at Air Force, and while I think Air Force will be decent this year, I think NDSU, the Bison, will still beat them and win that game. They then play another road game at the other FBS newcomer and Sacramento State, and they'll win that game before going on a bye. They then play Wyoming at home and will win that game with ease, and before going to UNLV and losing by 10. They then return home to play Nevada, and they'll win that game before going to another Mountain West contender in New Mexico and losing that game. They then return home to play another Mountain West newcomer in UTEP, and they'll win that game before going on their second bye. They'll then play at Hawaii and lose that game by 4 in a very close fashion before returning back home for senior day against the final Mountain West newcomer from the MAC, Northern Illinois, and they'll win that game with ease. They wrap up the year at San Jose State, and I think they'll get upset in close fashion. I have North Dakota State going 8-4 and off to a great start in the FBS.